This is what it will look like once I get it mounted on there. I just did 2 and tilted it so we could see what that looks like. But I'm going to actually bolt it all the way down. Got my trusty pizza box, so all I'm going to need is a couple of pizza boxes to prop them up with. And then I'll be good to go. So looking good. Here's the second one with the pizza box tilt feature. The mounts lined up nicely, and I'm going to be able to get them bolted down with no problems. So excited about that. I need to come up with just a little bit different plan back here. I cannot put, I've measured it and thought I could, but I cannot put 2 end on end. So one will have to go widthwise on the back there. So it's not going to benefit from tilting. But I just want to place it to where hopefully it won't be blocked by this one if it is tilted. Depends on where the sun's located, I guess, but we'll see how that works out. Alright guys, solar panels installed. That's where I ended up putting the third one. We got 200 watts there, and then one over there. That one and that one can both tilt so that they're facing the sun. And this one can tilt too, but it's not going to do much good to tilt 90 degrees to the others, so it'll just remain stationary. And those probably will too, but the tilt is an option. All bolted down. The wires for this one come out of this end, and the wires for this one come out of this end. And they're going to come together right here, and then I'm going to connect them with these 2 to 1, and then that'll give me a positive, positive, negative, negative, and then a positive and a negative single branch that will carry with a wire, and same thing will connect with that one, and then the wires, 2 wires, will go down into the refrigerator vent, down to the controller, and then I'll find a way to fasten them to the roof, tape them down or something, and that'll wrap it up here after I get those wires run down through the refrigerator vent. So I just wanted to show you guys the progress on that. That was a lot of work making those brackets and getting them mounted up here, but it'll be worth it. The problem here with these two, if I have the sun coming from that direction and it's low in the sky, I'm going to get shadowing on these two. But that'll only occur when I'm driving, or if I'm camping, I guess, and I can't adjust the camper to where I want it to be. But ideally what I need is to park with the sun to the south, this side of the camper to the south, so that I don't end up with any shadowing on the panels. But I never worried too much about that when we had the 200 watts on the van, and it was never really affecting our charging performance to where we would notice it. So I feel we'll be fine, and we have an extra 100 watts on the camper than what we had on the van too, so with 300 watts with our usage, it'll be just fine. We'll be able to run our refrigerator continuously, charge everything we need to charge, and have lights for as long as we want. So that was the goal, and still working on it. Here comes a loud truck. So for this first trip, I got all the solar panels mounted, but I don't have them hooked up. And I don't even have a battery in the camper at the moment. So what we're doing, of course, is we're hooked up to 30 amp power. And then all of the electrical things in the camper seem to be working okay. We have our lights if we need them. Of course, we've got the gas stove and everything. And then for the refrigerator, I've got the 110 plug right there plugged in. And as you can see, I know it's upside down, but you can see that the refrigerator is working on 110. So that's how we're going to keep our food for this one night trip ready to go. And then I did get the wires going up through the top there. Let me pull this down and I'll show you. Get this foam out of here. It's just sitting in there for the moment. But this is the refrigerator vent. And I ran a old piece of garden hose through the screen up there and sealed it off with some of my favorite aluminum tape to run these two positive and negative solar wires down here. And then back behind the refrigerator, I drilled, you can see it back there, a 1-inch hole to run these wires through. And the reason I went 1 inch is I may run some other wires through there as well. And that goes through into the front compartment of the camper. And then once I get it all done, I'll tie these up on the wall so they'll be out of the way running down the side of the wall there. And then outside here, let me show you where those wires come down. And then this is all the extra wire that I have right now, but back up in there they come right through that wall. So it's a real short run, and then I'll be putting my batteries right here, two 12 volts wired in parallel, just like I have, exactly what I have coming out of the van will be going in here. So I still need to get that done, but I wanted to take a break. We wanted to take the camper out since it was going to be such a nice day, and do that. So there you go.